Going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Viall Files Reality Recap Edition. I am your host, Nick, and I'm joined by my wife, Natalie.
I just told him I felt like the bit should be over. Don't y'all think? Like we've done the bit. We've outrun the bit.
Is it a bit or is it? I feel like it's genuine every time.
Thank you.
Yes, of course, and it is. Well,
Yeah.
and it is in my head as well.
Well, I
but
want to say beautiful, sexy, gorgeous every single time, but apparently,
Nick came in with all these adjectives that he had prepared.
yeah, I'm
I
like,
know.
this is really about me learning more.
You got him a
Words.
thesaurus and everything.
Yes.
I know. Listen, we're on the road again, you know,
Uh-huh.
and I have not had a light to be able to pluck the chin hairs that are coming out of my chin in several days. And when I tell you, I think I need to do the entire show like this.
I was pretty impressed with myself yesterday. Let me tell you why. If I could brag on myself a little bit yesterday, if I may, you know,
Does he have the floor?
I know I know that you guys aren't used to this type of Nick, the humble king that I am, but I do want
He
to
has the
brag.
floor.
I went to Home Depot and I went and bought some flashlights, and I got the flashlights that you wear on your head, like a miner, which is kind of fun. We had them on Special Forces.
Oh,
And we, had food. We're stocked up on food. And I made in the dark, because thank God we do have gas
Gas.
stove, and we have a gas fireplace. And I made the most delicious sesame seed chicken with broccoli and onions
wow!
in the dark.
Cooking
Isn't
in
that
the dark.
crazy?
That is crazy.
With a headlamp on.
With a headlamp on.
That is
Wow,
impressive.
I can't even cook in the light.
It was some gourmet shit.
Yeah.
It was the second time I ever made it. The first time I tried it was last week. It was like,
Not very good.
I made some adjustments. I will never order Chinese food again.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
Unless I'm getting dim sum from Din Tai Fung.
Wow, that's really
Because
impressive.
I can make a really delicious sesame chicken.
Wow. And here I am fucking up a shepherd's pie
Yeah.
in the bright light.
You fucked up a shepherd's pie?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Like,
The preheat
did you
oven,
make
the
it, or was it
350.
something you bought at the grocery store that says put it in the oven at 350
No.
degrees for 45 minutes?
Made from scratch.
Oh, okay.
What do you put in your shepherd's pie?
Beef
Yes.
and carrots and
Yes.
onions and
Yes.
celery. I even went to the farmer's market to
Celery.
buy the produce.
Oh my
Cute.
gosh.
Yeah, pie's hard. I don't know how to do pie.
Are you putting mashed potatoes on top?
Yeah, the potatoes was the
What?
big
How
issue.
did you go in with that?
just they're dried. Whatever, I'm gonna eat it because it's made.
Wait, so no matter
Did-
what the outcome, you just eat it?
Yes.
I'm using a microwave mashed potato for the top of my shepherd's
You've
pie.
never made a dinner that didn't turn out and then put in a frozen pizza instead?
Well, okay, if it's like super salty or like soup, like there's no going back, there's nothing to do. I
burnt.
won't eat it. Yeah, if it's like super
Yeah.
burnt or like the other day, I was making a London broil and I didn't know that you can't put glass in a broiler.
Like,
What
Excuse
happened?
me?
I didn't know, and
So
it
it
shattered. So that I threw out.
Oh, that's tough.
with the glass shards
yeah,
in it. Yeah,
I
not
wasn't
great
gonna
for
eat glass.
digestion.
Did Louis eat your shepherd's pie?
Louis ate it.
Oh, great.
It's eatable. It's just not my favorite thing. I just didn't do a good job,
That's responsible, actually.
but I will eat
That's
it.
grown.
There's a threshold, right? Like if it's inedible,
But
not
if it
edible.
just
Yeah.
tastes off, you're still taking it down?
Well, define off. Like if it tastes spoiled, I'll throw it out. But
She
if
worked
it's
hard on it.
just like,
Yeah.
this isn't great, I'll unfortunately eat it because it's just
Yeah.
like I don't want to waste
The fact
it.
that Louis ate it is like a huge compliment, I feel like, because River will be the first to be like, no.
Natalie,
touching
Louis
that.
drinks his bath water.
So does
So-
River.
So does River.
So I don't know if he's the best judge of good food.
So does River.
I
She's
also-
recently, we've been drawing. Obviously, we've been very, very bored. So she's got one of those like boards that you can draw on and then you like move the thing and it
Oh,
erases,
yeah.
you know?
yeah.
I love those.
So we've been being like, what should we draw? A cow, whatever. And she's now to the point where you'll be like, look how cute the cow is. And she's like, not a cow. We'll be like, this doesn't look like a cow. And she's like, no.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
You're like, oh boy. Okay.
step it up, guys.
Perfect.
She's got some of her dad in her. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
She's got some of that brutal honesty.
She's got that. What the
Yeah.
fuck is that? Like, what were you thinking?
A little critical,
No.
perhaps.
Wait, Nick, Natalie, I have a question. So in the snow, or when there's a snowstorm, what are the products that people are pulling from the shelves? Like what's empty?
It's always interesting because I feel like bread, milk, and eggs go first.
Yeah.
But that's like the first thing I feel like.
Meat. I went to one grocery store on Wednesday, and like they had no chicken, no ground beef, no meat, period. And my Wisconsin in me got a little cocky.
We can weather the storm.
Yeah.
Well, I just
Come on.
I've been in snow before.
This is nothing.
if they would have told me we were going to be without power for several days, I'm definitely
I hate
annoyed with
to
myself.
Be I told you so, bitch. I hate it. I really do.
I
But
love
like, I
it.
was telling Nick, like, a lot of people are getting generators and stuff. I think they're worried, like it could get bad.
Yeah.
And Nick was like, "We don't need that. We're fine."
You don't have a generator or anything?
I did text
No.
Nick last night and I said, "Do you have a generator?" And he said no. And I was like,
So-
Yikes.
No, but also coming to find out, generator, unless it's like one of those that's built into the house or like really connected to the house.
So that
it's
when your
only,
power
like,
goes off, it switches on automatically.
Mm-hmm.
It's only like,
You turn on appliances. Yeah, it's not connected. You have to be
Gotcha.
connected to the things that you have to turn it on.
I was like, you need to go and find us a generator.
Yeah.
You need to drive all over this country and
Oh
find
my
us a
God.
generator.
And I'm like, do I have to find us an electrician too? Because I don't know how to do that.
When
I just know how to cook great sesame chicken
in the dark.
in the dark.
When I was little, there was this one year in Florida where like 4 hurricanes hit in a row at once.
Oof.
And we didn't have a generator at the beginning, but it's like the way we would do it is once we finally got one, you just get a real big extension cord and you plug the fridge in first, and then you kind of just gotta figure it out. We would have like 2 lamps in the fridge plugged in and like an
In the
AC
fridge.
unit.
2 lamps and a fridge.
I mean, I feel like not luckily, but with it being cold outside, like we could take everything out of the fridge and just put it outside,
True, yeah.
And I guess with the meat, people can freeze the meat because
Yeah.
it's so cold.
Yeah,
I
and if
feel
you have like grills with, propane tank,
Charcoal,
you
yeah.
can still grill.
Yeah.
But it's, it's fun, and you can like, for one day, you're like, oh, camp out by the fireplace. And I was like, wow, I really would love a puzzle. I would love, there's not much to do.
Yeah, we didn't even game up appropriately.
We didn't have any
Oh, that's
games.
tough.
Yeah.
I'm from the East Coast and we had hurricanes, and I remember my dad pulled a Nick and was like, "I'm from Miami. Like,
Yeah.
we got this.
We're
And
built different.
we're built different." And then during the Hurricane Isabel, we had waves crashing into our back door at my parents' house. And
Oh my God.
Yeah.
my dad pulled out
Scary.
rope, a chainsaw, and life jackets and pulled down the attic door. And my mom was like, "What are you doing?" And he just looked at her and was like, "I might have made a mistake." My mom was like, "Tom, I swear to
Yeah.
God, like I will not, this is not okay." And my parents always say that's like the toughest year of their marriage because we were like out of power for like weeks. But we
Yeah.
were like grilling out outside with all of our neighbors. Like as kids, we were like, this is lit.
Core
Like,
memory.
No, it's so funny as kids.
Yeah.
You like don't obviously,
yeah.
you don't think of it as the same. Like I
Yeah.
remember a tornado was coming through Alabama, like when I was a kid, and we all like got into the
Yeah.
basement like storage room or whatever, like surrounded by the Christmas tree and like Halloween decor, and we just had like one flashlight and a bunch of blankets, and we were all doing the like shadow puppets on the wall, and it
Yeah.
was like one of these very vivid memories that I have, and I'm sure my mom was like panicked.
Can you imagine? Like I think back to how my parents must have felt in that moment. And I'm
Right.
like,
yeah, dude.
as a parent, you're responsible. Like if I make a bad decision and it affects me, that's on me. But like if I'm doing this with a child, ooh.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
that's
when we
scary.
when we got hit, it was like Hurricane Charlie in like 2004 or something.
Mm.
But my dad went to Publix and my mom got so mad at him because we were supposed to be prepping stuff, and he came back with like a bunch of Pop-Tarts and bananas and that's it.
That's such a dad thing.
And I do think, and then like we made like a home video because we were watching so much like of the like Weather Channel where we all pretended to be news anchors.
Aw,
Nice.
that's cute.
And
Yeah.
yeah, literally we went outside with like a giant piece of plywood and put an eye of a hurricane on it. And like screamed for Hurricane Charlie to come hit us, which is really stupid.
Right. We did the same kind of stuff.
But it's like you just like have fun during those times. It's weird, even though it's so like devastating. It's like
while your
great
parents are
family
quietly
time.
freaking out.
Yeah,
right?
while your parents are like, the video that we made started off as an insurance video for them.
Yeah. Exactly.
And then it
so real.
transitioned to like us goofing off.
We're certainly not the only ones in this country who's been affected by the snowstorm. I mean, so many people in so many states and cities have been as well. So certainly our hearts go out to everyone affected. Stay warm, stay safe.
Find a local shelter.
Listen to the proper authorities on what you should do best. Reach out to family and friends. Ask for help if you need it. And stay safe, stay warm. Also, don't forget, Viall Files Plus is now ad-free. Plus, in addition to some ad-free episodes for all Viall Files episodes, you get your update specials with some great updates from some of your favorite Ask Nick callers. Our reality recap deep dives where we dive even deeper into the shows that we watch and cover. So we really get into the weeds with shows like The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City or Karen Huger's release from prison. All of that and so much more, plus Pop Extra, your pop culture roundup, plus some great new content coming your way soon. So be sure to subscribe. Just go to viallfiles.com to sign up for Viall Files Plus. You'll be glad that you did. Also, we have an amazing episode lined up for you today. The hilarious and wonderful Arden Myrin returns to the Viall Files to talk about our new show, Free Bert, where she plays the comedian Bert Kreischer. You guys all know him. You love him. She plays his wife, not like his real wife. I mean, Bert has a real wife.
Leanne. Yes.
Leanne, who I've met. Lovely lady. And Arden plays her. So interesting. She's also a huge Traitor fan, just a general fan of reality TV. I think she has her own Bachelor Recap podcast. So she is well-versed in all things reality TV, and she joins us later this episode. Have you guys been following the Sydney Sweeney? She's a criminal.
Yeah, actually, this article,
allegedly,
The Independent, written by friend of show Carson Holiday.
Wow.
Could Sydney Sweeney face charges for decorating iconic Hollywood sign with bras?
Ooh, I'm
What's
guessing
the
a
verdict?
big old fat misdemeanor.
Well, so
I have-
did she actually get charged? Because my first thought of this, and I haven't looked into this, so my first thought is like, there's no way she would be dumb enough to like do something that she doesn't actually have approval of. So then in my head, it's just a PR stunt with like a permit.
No, it's 100% a PR stunt. The first headline was she may face charges. Like, and to your point, Justin, it doesn't sound like she reached out to the proper authorities to ask for permission to decorate the Hollywood sign with her new lingeries and bras. But I guarantee you she spoke with her lawyers and her team, and they're like, listen, here's what's going to happen. It's been done before. I'm pretty sure there is a standard, like, fine, couple $100.
I think it's 1,000.
1,000
bucks.
Worth the risk.
I don't know. I feel like
$1,000 for this type of press? Come on.
I feel like this is going to make people be like, oh, so it's easy to get up to the Hollywood sign. I guess we should all do it. And
If you
now
have
there's gonna be, like,
$1,000 to blow
rush.
and you want to maybe spend a night, if you're Sydney Sweeney and you can afford, even if it's $5,000, maybe some lawyer fees.
I mean, I will be honest. This does not make me be like, oh, I need a new bra.
No,
Sydney.
no.
Thank
Like,
you.
we're talking about Sydney Sweeney trespassing the Hollywood sign, but no one's really talking about the lingerie.
Hey, listen, 2 days ago, I and myself and many of you had no idea she was working on this lingerie. And now we all do.
No.
And now,
I still didn't know. I thought it was her personal bras
Now
that
you
she
do.
was throwing up.
Yes, me too, by the way,
too.
Natalie. Also,
Yeah.
so now I know she has a lingerie line. Great, but I'm not going to go buy it.
Yeah.
I'm going to just talk about this.
Here's my thing. Maybe I'm just not in the Sydney Sweeney algo. I only heard about this when you brought it up. So I don't think it's as big of a story as maybe she was hoping it was going to be. I think it might have.
I think it's a pretty big
I
story.
think it might have been a little bit of a flop on her end. I'm so sorry to say.
I think you're wishing. I think for $1,000 and you got the Independent and you got every major tabloid writing about it.
I'm not doing that shit.
I say go big or go home, and she needs a mugshot if she really wants this to take off.
So
That's true. That's true.
Suze.
Commit an actual crime.
She's got to do a bigger crime. Like, she kind of went a little low, if you're asking me.
Wait, what's a bigger
So
crime?
true.
Climbing the Hollywood sign or dating Scooter Braun?
Is she still dating
Gotta
Scoot?
be dating Scooter.
Anyway.
No, but you're right. She 100% needs a mugshot. She needs to like be in her mugshot with like
in her bra,
like boobs looking good.
Yes.
By the way, even if they just did that for PR, like even if it's a fake mugshot of her standing there in a bra,
no, literally.
Now I'm buying the lingerie.
If it's a fake mugshot, that's lame. Commit.
Yeah, it's like everyone who's had a mugshot that looks slay, I feel like has gone viral.
Yeah.
And like people have gotten modeling jobs from them.
That's so real.
You're totally right. She needed a mugshot.
Has anybody here trespassed?
Yes.
For sure.
Nick has been an angel his whole life. He's never even thought about it.
Really? Never
One
once.
time when I was a senior, I was a junior, and it was like there was a week where we called it the junior versus senior war, where we like toilet papered each other's houses.
Oh my God.
And there was a quote unquote ski hill, the side of the hill. We'd go sledding there, and the ski hill was the steeper part of the hill where you could see from our high school. And me and this other guy named Adam went up there and tried to spray paint 99. And I was terrified. Like, honestly, I was like, I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to get in so much trouble. And I
Did you go home and like tell your parents, like, Mom, Dad, I did something?
No.
You didn't? You kept it to yourself?
Yeah.
Did it eat at you?
Wow.
It did eat at me. The good news is the next morning I showed up and you could like barely see it. You had to squint. It was
Wait,
like
did you talk to the, did you do a confessional?
Oh, the
No.
priest.
Yeah.
This is like Meredith
Oh.
Marks finally saying that she broke a plate. Like you're finally getting this off your chest right
And
now.
poor Adam is like catching a stray. He's like,
I haven't told anybody this.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
deepest,
There were
darkest
a
secret.
lot of Adams in my high school.
Yeah.
I just,
Adam gets in trouble with his parents now.
Yeah.
more is coming out with the Justin and Blake case, and more depositions are being leaked. And this one, I think, is something I've been waiting for this one because this was part of the original, I don't know, in the New York Times piece that kind of came out with like, here's what's really happening from, I guess, Blake's point of view. And it talked about some of the allegations that Blake had against Justin, one of which included a conversation that Justin had in a car with Blake's driver. And now he has finally been deposed. Now we are now seeing what he had to say. And this is one of the many alleged witnesses who experienced some of the same accusations that Blake made against Justin or witnessed some of these things that Blake put out. The statement reads, Blake Lively's driver, Kevin Alexander, recounted an alleged disturbing conversation he had with Justin Baldoni while It Ends With Us was in production. Baldoni was discussing his sexual relations with women, Alexander alleged in a deposition, noting that he can't forget the conversation because it took my focus off driving. Alexander claimed that Baldoni said he was forced on and he forced himself on women. The driver confirmed that this car ride, in which Blake Lively and one other person was present, was the first time he had met Baldoni. To me, it was very out of the ordinary to meet somebody and to talk like that in a vehicle. That's why it caught my attention, Alexander continued. Basically, he kept talking about his sexual relations. I'm repeating myself, I believe, but he would force himself on women.
if they said no, that, he would revert back.
Like, huh?
That's disturbing.
This is, again, reminder, this was, regardless of how Blake Lively, how famous she is, doesn't matter who her husband is, doesn't matter how much money she has. Justin Baldoni was her director, her executive producer. He was her boss. He ran the company that produced this movie. He hired her. So like, and then he's getting in a car. The guy who, again, has written books about like how to be pro women and gives TED Talks about like positive masculinity and how that he's an ally of women. And then he gets in a car and talks about like how he's forced himself on women, allegedly.
He continued, Alexander claimed that Baldoni talked about more stuff during the car ride, but he did not pay attention. Then he said, in quotes, it is those key points when someone says, forcing myself on women, women forced on me, I didn't care. And he continued, it is disturbing to me. You can't forget something like that.
Yikes.
Damn.
Why would that come up? Like, that's like such an uncomfortable topic.
Well, as someone who's read his book and has watched some of his TED Talks in preparation for the interview I did with him a while back, his whole like shtick was like being this kind of reformed fuckboy. And I think in that vein, I think he got a little too comfortable. And this is me guessing. This is my interpretation. So who knows? But like this whole like, I used to be bad. Now I'm good. You know, it's like I've been saved almost. Now that I'm an ally for women, I can speak freely about some of the things I did in the past.
Gotcha.
That, you know,
we're wrong.
That were bad. But because I'm not like that anymore, you know, I just want to get it off my chest, so to speak. And if you've listened to this show and you think that, you know, if you've been Team Justin and you think we just have this biased point of view, just like, why? Because Blake has money? Like, if you have fame and power and money, does that mean that you don't have the right to feel safe around men or in general? Like, in what world would that be okay for someone to speak like that around you and not feel uncomfortable? And then when, again, you ask them to stop, their response is to hire Melissa Nathan, this PR company that has a track record of like PR smear campaigns. Like those dots have been connected and it's not even disputable. The only thing people are disputing are intentions and timelines, which is just like crazy to me. But anyway, more and more of this information comes out. There are more witnesses coming forward.
There's one more little bit of the quote. Alexander recalled sharing his thoughts about Baldoni with Lively after the car ride. When we got to the production office, which was down the road from that area, I pulled over, let everybody out. The deposition read, I stated to Blake, I feel very uncomfortable. Something is not right here. I would like to do a background check on him or something. And later to learn that he was the producer in production of this movie. So he was weirded the fuck out and was like, who's this freak? And then he was like, oh shit. Anyway.
But anyways, yeah, if just listen, if there, I don't know what's inside your heart that is stopping you from wanting to believe this woman who's come forward. And I don't know if it's because you like Justin's eyes or what, or you think he has nice hair, but just like you think it's just some big conspiracy, you know, it's like, so yeah, I'm sure more and more information will come out, and just maybe consider the possibility that he is not this sweet, gentle guy that he claims to be. And there is so much dirt on this guy from, if you just pay attention. His ex-co-host, you know, Liz Plank has spoken up about the dark side of Justin Baldoni. Like, are all these people in cahoots? Like, are they all just lying? Or is maybe Justin and his best friends not the people they claim to be? Anywho.
Well, the Reunion Part 3 was not all about love at all, actually.
Well,
not really.
Between some people.
Between some people,
I mean, it was
yes,
about
between
love,
some
but
people, no.
maybe like the end of it.
Or beginning.
I was fascinated by this episode. There was a lot of meat in this bone to pick through. Okay, I want to start with Brouwen. First of all, Mare, I thought Brouwen ate your girl for lunch.
Ooh, ate her up, spit her out.
She said,
then
sit
ate her
the
up again.
fuck down.
Yeah.
Listen.
Shut the fuck down.
I can, you know, as I'm a Meredith Marks defender till the day I die, I will love that woman down until I am in the grave. But I can't acknowledge when she does get eaten up sometimes, because that's what gives people multitudes and things to grow from and learn from and change from.
You know, it's interesting.
And yeah, she did get
listening,
eaten up.
like Meredith is obviously, you know, has a lawyer background, very polished, very professional, very, I think very smart, very intelligent. You know, there are some fourth wall breaking with this episode where they, you know, these women, you know, reference the responsibility that they have to the audience, which is, hey, we're making a TV show, and you don't get to pick and choose which topics you want to talk about and which ones you don't, other than maybe some of the agreed upon off topic, you know, things like family and relationships, which they never honor anyways. But like, I think it's a smart play by Meredith to, like, you know, I think Meredith recognizes what happened on the plane was really bad. You know, we've heard a lot of things behind the scenes about the plane ride. We've had guests come in and say things that maybe didn't make the cut. I thought what Angie said was damning. And
she said, and if you would have had that fight with me, there would have been an air marshal waiting for us when we landed.
And that echoes some of the things we have heard from other people who know this story very well, that like this was at a level of like not just, you know, hey, she was yelling at me. That like it was, yeah. But I kind of get it, you know, like with Meredith, why her reasoning for not doing it. But the problem is she is on a TV show, right? Like she is not her own boss, you know, type of thing. You know, like I think the audience kind of always expects things. You know, it's just like if the audience doesn't see it, they don't think it's happened, even though maybe it has. Maybe Meredith has had offline conversations with some of these people and has acknowledged her wrongdoings. And maybe these women want her to say it publicly. I don't know. But Bronwyn absolutely ate her for lunch. But with grace, because I still thought it was very nice for Bronwyn to say, I think we could be great friends, and I still want to be, but like not if you're going to treat me like this. And it is for Meredith to kind of like use Bronwyn as a spy. And she made a good point. She's just like, wait, you didn't have my back when it was going on. And the way Meredith, again, the whole plane ride was centered around Brittany's mistake. And it was definitely shitty of Brittany to do. And it was a mistake for her to spread this rumor about her marriage. But Meredith allegedly went nuclear. And yet when Lisa does it to Bronwyn, Meredith's alleged friend, she doesn't say shit. She's
Or
just a mouse.
what about 2 seasons ago when they were coming after Angie's husband and Meredith was a part of that?
So I'm curious. Okay, let's talk about Bronwyn's separation.
Yeah.
It was very coded in, and I'm really so glad that Andy asked the question, was it the show that broke you up?
Yeah.
Here's my interpretation of what happened. And Bronwyn, I apologize, I'm making assumptions, but listen, like from what we know of Bronwyn, she, had she had a child at a very young age. She met Todd. Todd, took her in. They got married. She's been very open about Todd supporting her and her family. I think this show has provided a level of independence for Bronwyn she has never experienced before. In addition to the attention, the popularity, the fame, she is now earning, these housewives, depending on who they are and how long they've been, like they can make some serious money. And then obviously with, there's no prenup, there's that too. I think, and I don't even think it's about the money for Bronwyn. I really think it's about feeling independent. And I think she has like love for Todd because she like what did make sense to me. She was like, she kind of low key reference like things that Todd did, which I almost took as, oh, maybe there is fire where the smoke about the allegations of him like looking at like bikini pictures or making out with a girl while farting or something like that. And then later, almost like 2 minutes later, Bronwyn was like, Todd is really confused about why this is happening, which was, okay, so like, no, he didn't, there's no smoking gun from like Todd's actions. If Bronwyn is empathetically saying, Todd he doesn't seem to understand. And honestly, my heart broke when she was talking about how Todd went back and watched all the episodes and read comments and went online and read the internet and just read all the filth about what people are saying about him. And while I'm sure he's not a perfect guy, like no one deserves that. And for a guy who didn't sign up for this show, who I assume at least wanted to support his wife, is like, it breaks my heart that he had to experience something like that. But listen, like, I guess people...
I think it was so like honest of her to say, like watching this back was really hard. Like I think maybe she's always had these underlying feelings of like, wow, like he just like, he won't look at me or what, he just is like not having this conversation with me. And then, but to like watch it back as a viewer, it must have been so eye-opening to her. And then having him being like, should I not have taken your cherry? It's like he still just doesn't see it. And that must have been so frustrating to the point where I understand her being like, I just like can't.
So, but okay, genuine question for the ladies, because maybe this is just me being a guy. Like, I heard that story and it felt, I didn't get it.
The cherry one?
Yeah, it was like, sure, maybe Todd has some things to work on. Maybe maybe it's like, it sounded like something they could unpack in a couple therapy sessions where it's just like, hey, I wish my husband would like pay a little bit more attention to me when I make some requests. But like, this being like some sort of smoking gun as to like a separation. I didn't quite understand.
I
think that's just what was on camera.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't feel like it's the one scene about the cherry. I feel like I was like, if he's gonna eat the cherry on camera like that, I'm like, what else is he just doing? It's, to me, that felt like somebody actively communicating, hey, like, I like this or I want this. And then your partner being like, I literally just heard you say that you like something and I'm going to take it right in front of your face. And like, and I know some of the girls were like, well, I thought it was kind of cute or endearing. I'm like, I really didn't think it was cute or endearing. And if she's communicated other things in that relationship, not just a cherry on top of the sundae, it's like things in your actual relationship and he's just blatantly not stepping up, then it's like a bigger picture.
Yeah, and I think it's also kind of just the metaphor of it all.
It felt like a metaphor.
Of it's quite literally the cherry on top of every single other thing that's happening in that relationship. And I think with if it was something, I believe Bronwyn said it in the episode, where if we didn't have other things going on and that happened, it would have been funny. Right. But because of the tension that was kind of already there, it was quite literally, you know, as far as
That's
like
what I
the
was
plot
about
of
to
this
say,
show
like,
goes, it's the cherry on top.
They were already having a tough conversation. She already felt like he wasn't listening to her and she was in tears, like eating her sundae. And so the fact that like he's watching her be upset, he's not, you know, and then he's just going to be like,
let me take the one thing that you're looking for.
That thing that you told me you wanted.
Maybe it's a power dynamic thing. You know, back to what I said before, like Bronwyn finding her independence. Like, it wouldn't surprise me to learn that, like, you know, Todd, this successful business guy, kind of curmudgeon-y, like when he, you know, I think, you know, as every relationship, you got to find a balance, right? You know, it's just like, you know, Natalie and I have talked a lot about this, right? You know, when we met, you know, where there was an age difference, we talked about it. We recognized it. It was really important for me to be like, listen, if I'm going to date her, she is my equal. Like, I may bring things to the table, right? And that she finds helpful and meaningful, but like she also brings things to the table that like help me and regulate me, right? And it goes deeper than just like companionship. And maybe, and I don't think and I don't want to speak for Todd and Bronwyn's relationship, I'm making assumptions, but I think in some relationships where there is an age gap difference, specifically where it's an older guy with money who maybe dates a younger woman, there is this sense of like, hey, I provide and you just need to be grateful. And the power dynamic is very off, where he's in charge. You know, he calls the shots. He's, you know, I have the money, you know, type of thing. And maybe over the years, that was kind of their dynamic, where maybe Bronwyn felt like he never really took her that seriously. He's like, oh, you silly, almost like silly little girl kind of like treatment by Todd. Or, you know, I'm going to go off on my business trip. I want to have very important meetings. You're going to do your quote unquote silly things, blah, 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 blah. And maybe it's that energy he brought to the table for all these years. And now that she is a star, a popular housewife with her own platform and her own independence, maybe that's why that's where it's coming from. Like, this is really fucked up. And like, you don't treat me like you're equal.
Well, sometimes that's like what it takes. I mean, like fine. I think being in a really toxic, rough relationship, not saying that theirs was toxic. I obviously wasn't in it behind closed doors, but speaking from my own experience, it's like when you're in that and then you like get a little bit of independence and you've like depended on this person who has hurt you for so long, and then you finally get a little independence, you like see the light at the end of the tunnel. You see like, oh my God, I could maybe do this without them. Like maybe I can leave. Maybe I don't need them. Like, wow, I really feel, you know, like this new version of myself. And sometimes it takes just like getting a little taste of that to know like you can leave. And so maybe that's all it took for her, was like getting a little bit of like feathers in her own cap to be like, wait a minute, I don't need this man who doesn't listen to me and doesn't talk to me and takes my cherries. Like, I don't need this. I can do my own thing.
And she's also watching herself back, like offering to, you know, do things that she wasn't actually comfortable with. Like when she sat down and like digested it and watched it back, and she's like, who is that person? Like trying to you know, change for this man, and that's not really who I am or what I want to do. And so I mean, I do think that like when she answered Andy's question that like the show didn't like cause the split, I think that it probably did like contribute to it in the sense that like she's watching their relationship back and realizing things that like she maybe like, you know, could have second guessed or like, did I read that wrong? And then she's watching it back and she's like, oh no, like exactly how I felt is what happened.
Yeah.
And,
Well, yeah.
I mean, she said it sped it up, and it definitely shined a spotlight on the cracks.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. But if she felt empowered by what the show has brought her, it kind of, you know, again, literally gave her more of a voice. So,
yeah.
anyways, super sad. I mean, obviously, like, I mean, if Brawen's happier, then we're happier. But you know, it's sad to see him.
Should we talk about Whitney?
Oh, if I'm Justin, what was that? She goes off stage. She's like, "Hey, Brawen just asked, like they're separated," and Justin's like, "Yeah, no, we're okay." And he's like, "We're okay," and she goes, We'll figure it out.
Well, she was comparing herself to the Todd in the relationship.
Yeah. I think sometimes it takes like someone else opening up about what's going on in their life for you to like realize what's going on in your life. And I think it just triggered her in a way where she like maybe put up some mirrors and she was like, oh my God, this like, you know, sometimes things finally click for you when you hear someone talking about their own story. And I think it just like you know, her being like, I'm always the one to fuck it up. And like, I'm on this show and I'm like the one making mistakes and being this and being that and being dramatic. And like, Justin is just this perfect husband. And so I think she just was listening to Bronwyn speak and was like, oh my God, I'm the fucking Todd. And it just like hit her. And she's already going through a lot. She's already going through a lot with, I mean, she said that herself of just like, I'm in a bad place in general. And like, I think it was just,
I agree, Natalie.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the episode.
Yes.
Andy Cohen goes to Lisa. Lisa, some of the fans think you're not good at being accountable. Lisa goes, no. That's not true.
I did feel for Lisa though when
they wouldn't let her
speak. It was so annoying. There's nothing that pisses me off more than when they do those split screens and they're talking at the same time and I'm just like just please just let her talk and then respond. Like they just weren't letting her speak and like I don't know if I agree or disagree with Lisa because I have no clue what she fucking said.
Yeah, I feel
I just thought it was funny how she did that.
But she was valid in being like her like getting emotional and getting vulnerable and talking about like her feelings during the yacht trip or whatever. And then for Heather to be like, well, and then also my feelings.
Yeah.
Lisa's like, no, please.
Girl,
Heather wouldn't let her talk.
Heather
goes like, I still want to be your friend. And basically, and I'm paraphrasing, suggested that she deserves a medal for it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like, here's the thing. We have all sat through enough reunions and enough episodes of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City to know when Lisa Barlow is doing her thing and she's being too much. What she was doing when she was opening up was not that. You could hear it in her voice that she was being vulnerable and feeling vulnerable. And they just completely railroaded her. And I'm like, let the girl feel. Let her feel her feelings. She's obviously sensitive and she's trying to open up and you're just not letting her.
Same thing with Meredith, to be honest.
You're pushing her back into that place where she is that person you don't like because you're putting her walls up.
Also, I'm pretty sure if you're going to have a rule about like not talking about family or like relationships or husbands, whether you agree or disagree with Lisa about what happened with that scene with John, you don't get to have an opinion about it. When Lisa is talking about how hurtful that was for her to experience, the rest of the women chiming in and like giving their like opinion about Lisa's relationship with her husband seems like in the lane of like, you don't get to talk about my relationship. Like whether I'm right or wrong, shut the fuck up. You don't get to like have an opinion about my relationship or like
but there was something that like felt very real about it. Obviously, like we've never really seen the two of them kind of bicker like that. And so it did feel like, oh wow, this is so real and authentic and genuine. And then for her to be like, you know, I would never embarrass him like that. I would go to the grave before I did that. And it's like, it feels like,
which
you didn't want like the realness of your relationship to be shown on TV. Like, you just want to show us, like, picture perfect, Lisa and John, we're great, we're besties, we're business partners, like, nothing ever goes wrong, we always listen to each other. And it's like, that's not the case for anyone. So, like, for them to be able to pull the curtain down and, like, show that, no, they do have arguments just like the rest of us. But for Lisa to have such a visceral reaction of, like, I couldn't believe he did that. It's like, why? It's showing us that you're human.
Yeah.
Like,
I see. I'm Team Lisa on this. I just like, listen, and we talk about this all the time too. Like, it's one thing for these housewives to say, hey, if I want to do this, I have to be real authentic. I got to show things I don't want to do. But like, again, these women and across franchises have some of these like untouchable rules, children, relationship, things like that. There's a reason. And like, forgetting about reality TV in general, like, the number one way to destroy a connection between a relationship is to feel like you violated their trust or embarrassed them deliberately and didn't consider their feelings. So no, like, TV aside, I respect that Lisa has this kind of like, yo, we don't do that shit. I might do a lot. I might have fake accounts. I might do all that, but we don't do that to each other. And John did a fucking scene for the cameras to like call out his wife. And, he was quote unquote being real, but like,
but it also
we have an understanding that if we did a show, like, but
it also wasn't like that big of a fight. It wasn't like he was like, oh my God, you like,
no, but he
are
hit
a terrible
her where it
mother.
hurts. He like talked about her accountability and listening.
I think but if we sat down and did a scene, and given how we kind of talk about how we approach things and have each other's back, if one of us did that, the other person would be caught off guard and felt very violated and pissed. And like, Lisa knows that like, you're giving them exactly what they want. They're going to use this. They're not going to cut it. And if John chose to say those things to his wife on camera without like giving her the heads up, I think Lisa has every right to feel the way she does.
Okay.
Could never do reality TV.
Did y'all understand the whole like Meredith blaming production and then Mary crying?
No, the whole cast was very upset about
it. For sure seems like something else had been going on behind the scenes with Meredith and production, and I think that was the biggest thing where I was like,
I wonder if something happened, like if someone
it was another thing that they like didn't
be?
tell us. Like, Andy's like, what happened? And Meredith's like, it's just two. I'm just not even gonna get into
Well, it's
it.
kind of like
It's
the
too big of a thing.
Carlos King of it all. Like, I think again, the producers, the people who produce these shows, like, they're often the scapegoats and the punching bags for like cast members and fans when things don't go their way. And they're not angels and they're not perfect people, but they're just doing their job.
Yeah.
And they're often an easy scapegoat for cast members. And here's a situation where we have Meredith, like in a situation she got herself in, trying to throw anyone under the bus to kind of like deflect the attention off her. And I think the rest of the cast thought it was really low of her to pull the whole like production excuse on them. And I think it was more like, yo, you're gonna do that? Like, that's almost, that's kind of like, that's like amateur bachelor hour, where like people who go on the show kicked off 2 weeks are like, well, that wasn't me, it was the edit, whatever. And I think for these reality TV professionals in Bravo, like that's they're like, we don't do that amateur shit, That's kind of how I took it.
Yes, especially in the Housewives world, like, you don't blame production because housewives are usually pretty close to the people that are working with them.
That's what it seemed like
they
for
all
Mary
were
to be
like, what the
crying,
fuck?
It sounds like maybe there was even a specific person.
Yeah, like
who
Heather
got into
did it
trouble.
with a black eye for a split second and then said sorry for it because I think they know how much the production cares about them. And then also, before we move on, Mary falling asleep while Whitney's talking.
Well, my favorite part was Andy, of all
As
people,
always.
calling her out for it, because I'm like, Andy, you're the one who's always like, I just thought back to like Dorit, how like every season I feel like Andy's like yawning and Dorit's like, Andy, don't you fucking
Am I
dare.
boring you?
Yeah. And then he's calling Mary out and she's like, no, my eyes were just like this.
Also, they were filming for like 11 hours or something, weren't they? Let Mary Cosby take a nap.
It's like me when I totally fall asleep while Danny and I are watching a show and he's like, are you sleeping? I'm like, no, I'm wide awake. I'm just resting my eyes.
No. Yeah.
Well, another great season that all these women gave us. Congratulations, as Andy said to them. Can't wait for next season. I hope they're all back, honestly.
They better be. I miss them.
Thrown in addition, but it is really a perfect cast right now. I hope. I mean, it ended in a kind of an ugly, toxic way where it almost feels like, are they getting too close, or I don't know, can they regroup?
There was the cute moment between Angie and Lisa being like, Scorpios.
Oh, we also haven't talked about it. Brittany saying she'll never film with Meredith ever again.
Oh, yeah. Girl.
I don't think Brittany has that type of sway or power.
Right. If Meredith's coming back, Brittany will come back.
Yeah. Still a friend of, whether we like it or
well, no,
not.
Hopefully she'll have a snowflake.
She's going to be a full-time, yeah.
But I think she's coming back. I hope she comes back.
I really wish when she stormed off, and I know this is the last one, I really wish she would have just kept walking instead of turning around and being like, I'm not a victim. Stop calling me a victim. It felt very like when you're a little kid and your like sister pisses you off and you like run away and then you're like, shut up, stupid.
I hate this family.
Well, even when she came back and she like interrupted whatever conversation was happening between Mary and Meredith, and she just like brought it back up, and Whitney was like, hold on, like I was really interested in this conversation.
We were getting somewhere.
And he's like, yeah, let's go back to
Let's go back. Thanks, Brittany.
All right, well, up next, Arden Myrin joins us. She has a new hit show. She is playing the wife of Bert Kreischer on the new hit show on Netflix, Free Bert. She's also a huge fan of all things reality TV, including Traitors, and we will get into all of that with her coming up next. Managing your money doesn't have to be a struggle this year. Monarch is the all-in-one personal finance tool designed to make your life easier. It brings your entire financial life, budgeting, accounts, and investments, net worth, and future planning together in one dashboard. On your laptop or phone, start your new year on the right foot financially. Get 50% off your Monarch subscription with code VIALL. Monarch is the go-to tool for a New Year's financial reset, reviewing spending over the holidays, setting fresh budgets, and getting ready for 2026. With automated weekly money recaps and tracking progress towards future financial goals, it's easier than ever to stay financially fit in the short and long term. Unlike most other personal finance apps, Monarch is built to make you proactive, not just reactive. Their AI assistant is game-changing. Their 24/7 access to a financial coach, accessible from anywhere in Monarch. From questions about how has my shopping spend trended in the last 2 months to how can I plan to pay off my student loan debt, the AI assistant is there with answers. Monarch will comb through the data to surface insights personalized to you, such as hidden patterns, identifying lifestyle creep versus inflation, changes in saving rates, and more. Monarch has helped users save over $200 per month on average after joining. I wish that is something I had back in my early 20s, but listen, $200 a month can go a long way. So if you are looking to save as much as possible, look to Monarch. 8 out of 10 members feel more in control of their finances with Monarch, and 8 out of 10 members say Monarch gives them a clear picture of where their money is going. This year, achieve your financial goals for good. Monarch is the all-in-one tool that makes proactive money management simple all year long. Use code VIALL at monarch.com for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code VIALL. The new year is here, so get back into an at-home routine you love and elevate your space with Wayfair. From bedding to mattresses to smart storage for every room, Wayfair is your one-stop shop. Refresh your living room with accent pillows, mirrors, and faux plants, all for less. We always rely on Wayfair. Now they get some great pillows, so many decorative pieces, both at the lake and at home. Also, our office space, they really have it all. I mean, you can get trampolines, you can get pizza ovens at Wayfair. It really is amazing, everything that Wayfair has to offer. Must-haves for guests like bedding, mattresses, towels, kids' room, refresh, and get them on track this year. The home decor there is amazing. Finally have a big garage, and I got a bunch of like storage containers from Wayfair that are game-changing, so I can stay organized in the garage. A huge selection of home goods ranging from appliances to area rugs to beds and wall art. It really is like, think of anything for your house or outdoor space or offers, and chances are Wayfair has you covered. Get organized, refresh, and back on track this year for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home.
Well, at the start of every year, women are hit with the same message, new year, new you. But what if you didn't have to reinvent anything? What if real change was already happening quietly, naturally, from within? That's exactly what Nutrafol believes, that real hair growth doesn't come from quick fixes or unrealistic timelines. It comes from building a routine that nourishes your body with what it needs consistently over time. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand, trusted by over 1.5 million people. Nutrafol is something I've taken for years. It's something I took before I got pregnant. After I got pregnant, it's something I'm currently taking. It's a product that I truly believe in. I've recommended it to so many of my family members. My mom's currently taking it. My mother-in-law is currently taking it. So many of my friends who work in the hair business recommend it. It's just a product that actually works and is science-backed. Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are peer-reviewed, NSF certified for sport, and clinically tested to measure improvements in growth, quality, and strength. See thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code VIALL. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code VIALL. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code VIALL.
Well, Arden, it's great to have you back on the show.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. I have so much to talk about, you guys.
So you are playing Bert Kreischer's wife, his real wife.
Yes, Leanne.
Leanne, who I've had the pleasure of meeting. Lovely woman.
She's adorable.
So I'm curious, obviously, with it being obviously comedy and it's Bert Kreischer, but like, and I know you are a serious actor.
Yeah.
But like, did we spend a lot of time with her? Are you trying to recreate her, or is this your interpretation of who she is? Like, how do you play someone's wife who like you're also friends with?
Can I just say thank you so much for asking? It was a stressful audition because I loved the part. I love Bert. I did not know Leanne. And a lot of my friends knew her. And I intentionally did not watch videos because I didn't want to do an impression. And they said a lot of people went in doing thick Southern accent impressions because she's like a Southern girl. And so I decided to just read it and treat it like channeling a part. And she reminded me of my mom. My parents married on a dare. I was also raised by a shirtless man. and my dad was a rascal, and my mom was sort of Mary Poppins and super fun. But like, so I made the decision. Like, if you love Bert Kreischer, you're not surprised that he's Bert Kreischer. If you love Bert Kreischer, it's not a shock that his shirt is off. It's not a shock that he might get into trouble. And so I had to audition 7 times. I had to keep going in. Wow. And they said that I was the one who always seemed to be on his side. And that when we had to improvise, like, that I made him laugh, he made me laugh, and that I wasn't scolding him like a bad boy. I'm like, my mom loved that my dad was a rascal. Like, you're picking. She could have married a banker. She chose Bert Kreischer. You know, like, so you're like, that's what you love about him. Look how tan I am in your office right now. Can I just shout out? I got a spray tan for you guys. I hope I don't leave a stain.
No, that's so fascinating to hear, because I think like the intuition, right? You watch so many like traditional sitcoms, right? It's always like fancy pants wife and mom who runs the house, stupid, annoying husband. And like, it's fun to see someone like Bert like showcase his family and his life, and to say like, no, I mean, I might not be for everyone, but I am for some people. And like, my wife loves me, and like, no, she doesn't minimize me or condescend me or roll her eyes at me or like suggest that I'm constantly stupid. Like, she loves me. And I think that's really cool to hear.
Thank you. I'm glad that comes through. Like, Leanne picked me, and which was also an honor. And I made sure, like, she's an executive producer, and it's very weird to audition, you know, for like, hey, Susie, I'm playing Susie, and I'm going to touch your man. You know, like walking in. So I made sure to introduce myself to Leanne first. And even in the auditions, we had to do like he was crying. And I just thought if I was married to somebody and they were crying, I would like touch them or try to, you know, comfort them. So I made sure to be like, hey, is it okay if I touch you? And then he was like, intimacy coordinator. I'm like, no, like, this is for Leanne, bro. This isn't for you. Like, like your wife she's right here. And it just felt, you know, this is my first time being a leading lady, which is like, so like fun that it's happening now.
Amazing.
And finally. But I feel like I would watch things And I never related to, if I'm dating somebody, I don't scold them. I don't nag. Like, I would just break up with, if I found you that annoying that I had to treat you like a bad child, like, you wouldn't want to date me and I don't want to date you. So I just think that's not the fun couples that I know. Like, nobody is scolded by their wife. Like, get out of there.
How hard was it for you to like not break character?
Oh my
because
God.
I just know that y'all are the funniest
We need
people
the
ever.
bloopers.
Dude, I mean,
need
what
them.
is fun is that Bert was so cute because, like, Bert would come in. I think he does such a good job of acting, and he hadn't acted much. And so he would try so hard. And I think it's also fun if you do break, because I feel like Leanne would find something that Bert is doing funny anyway. So like it just adds to, I mean, what you see is what you get. You've never met somebody better at being famous. Like he would order 400 cheeseburgers to set from McDonald's. Like everywhere he goes, he's not only is like he's got his belly and he's shirtless, he's also like a beast. He's like 6'2", 6'3". He's a big guy. We filmed in Atlanta in the summer, so his shirt is never on in public. So anywhere you go, it's like shirtless drinking Santa, and people just swarm. And you've never met somebody that just is happy to get their picture taken. Like he loves it. He's like a drunk circus ringmaster who's got a huge heart.
Oh, that's
I
actually
love
so
him.
nice.
I love Bert. And then you have
That's
these
great.
children on set too. That you're like, who are swearing and stuff. And all the storyline is a little bit racy. So there's also trying to keep it together because there's real children. Like the whole thing was wild. It was so fun.
Arden, can I say something? And I want to hear what the rest of the household has to say about this. But like I've known you for a bit now.
Yeah.
Now that you are a leading lady.
Finally.
On what is going to be no doubt a successful hit show on Netflix. I feel like you are really giving a perfect potential cast for a future White Lotus season.
Oh my God, thank you.
Like you scream
Ooh.
White Lotus
Oh my
character.
God,
Am I
that's
crazy?
it.
Household?
Can
Am
you-
I
oh my
like
God.
You're not
I'm also
crazy.
seeing Hunting Wives.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
thank you. Can I just please clip both of these and just can we just blast these? I mean, your lips to Captain of Hollywood's ears. Mike White, I would do I would play, you could kill me episode 1. You know what I mean?
Just put her in.
I auditioned for Parker Posey's part.
Ooh.
But by the way, I don't even think they watched anybody's tape because I think he wrote it for her. And I'm such a Parker Posey fan that it was like an honor to lose a part to Parker Posey. Are you kidding me? But like, I will play any pilled out woman, I feel like on Gemstones, I'll get yelled at by some rich dude. I will play like any Coolidge character, whatever. I'll work at the resort. I'll be like somebody that's working at the front desk who's just like, you know, doing the best she can and failing. Anything. I'll do anything.
You could be like a negative sexual influence to like the guy who just turned 18 on the family trip.
Oh my God. Which I did on Insatiable. That would be exact. He's legal. I could be like.
Obviously illegal. Above board for
above
sure.
board. Look,
Inappropriate, but legal.
Let me tell you what, when I got divorced, what's weird when you've been married and I was like single for the first time in my life, like really as an adult coming out of the pandemic, you know, your normal age range, like they're all married, you know, or the guys your age, they want to date the 18-year-olds. So it's like the outer edges that were coming for me, but the main group was like the real young guns were taking swings. It was
I love that.
It was like full GameStop. Yeah, for sure. It was
that's
crazy.
fun.
Did you dabble in GameStop?
You know what? Like, honestly, at a certain point,
She applied for a job.
I did. I was like, I just
Did you
really,
get it?
I love Assassin's Creed. I did date a bunch of younger guys. Yeah, I dated a bunch of guys that were much younger, mostly because they were also the ones that weren't threatened by that I've been in comedy or like that I like own a house. Like they've been raised by cooler women than guys that are like mad at you somehow that you.
Period.
So that's like the guys like. you own much bigger houses than I do. What do you care that I have a little house? Like, so yeah, the younger guys are cool. They don't care about the age difference. So I am now dating a respectable adult man, but I have dabbled in. The younger guys were very cool and not threatened.
I
And
love
like,
that.
I had no problem with it. And if
Wow.
a guy can do it, why can't a woman? Who cares?
No, absolutely.
The age difference would come out when we would do karaoke. And it was like the karaoke of it all. I was like, right.
They're like K-pop in it.
Yeah, exactly. And they're like, "Oh, this was at my 5th grade dance." I was like, "This is it's like my first dance at my wedding, like whatever."
This is Shania Twain.
Yeah. So have you found that younger guys swing at you?
Okay, so I recently went out with a couple of girls that were like 4 or 5 years younger than me.
Yeah.
And this guy approached us and was
Sure.
like, "Oh my God, you girls are beautiful. I
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
set you up with my friends." When he found out I was 32, I was
Yeah.
too old for any of his friends. Mind you, this guy's 38. And he was like, "I might have one
No,
friend that
that's the
might
thing.
be interested."
Wait, he was 38.
And his friend was 38. And
Get out.
then
Wait, whoa. His
That-
friend was 38.
friend
and
was
he said
38.
that you're too old for
No.
yes,
him?
he said the one friend that might be interested is 38, and he's like, "But you're on the cusp."
That's so.
And
That's crazy.
And then I went outside of the
Psychosis.
club, and a young whippersnapper
That's
that
what we're
couldn't
talking
even
about.
get in,
That's what we're talking about.
he came right
Didn't
up
care.
to me.
They don't care.
And he said, "You are the most beautiful woman I've seen." And I
By the
said,
way,
"You can have my number,
preach.
sir."
I
He
mean,
said, and I will sneak you in.
Yeah, and I will get you inside because I know the bouncer.
Young man, you're coming my way. I will say the other guy that I dated that was older than me, he was 6 years older than me. And he was like, he had a problem with my age. I was like, and he was 6 years older. I'm like, so that's what I'm saying. Truly, the young guns don't care. I would talk about it on stage and they would still come up and be like, they don't care. They're like, and I feel like, great. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever. If you're cool and you're, because they're also not, they're not cynical yet because the world hasn't failed them. They're like I had some
Optimistic.
I
if you
dated
will.
a guy for a year and a half that was much younger who was great. Great. Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah. Who cares?
Well, I mean, listen, I think it's, as we all get older, like to your point, Arden, it's
Yeah.
just like it affects others negatively.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's just a lot of bad options as we
That's
get
the thing.
older.
Yeah.
You know what? I have to say that I've had a nice, it's really fun to date.
I just can't believe, Susie, that a guy looked at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Well,
okay, now I
trash
see what
bag.
you look like. What, regardless of what he thought,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
in
then
real
found
life.
out your age and just based off a number alone.
I want to wrestle
no.
him.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I can give you his name and you can wrestle him. for
I'm
me.
gonna go. I'm gonna be like knock.
Like if you
don't-
were 29, would that have been okay?
Oh yeah. What's the
Oh.
age number?
Well, the girls I was with, a 27-year-old and a 28-year-old, and he was like, "Okay, cool,"
So
and
wait a
then
minute.
32.
So
oh
he
my
was like
God.
just deep sea fishing, like the deadliest kiss. Like, let me get I'm gonna get like a haul of women that I'm gonna maybe.
right.
Yeah.
And like, what did his friend owe him? Like, why was
Yeah.
he doing all of this work for his
Right.
buddy?
Very true. It was. I guess he just had friends. This guy was taken, which maybe shouldn't have approached us in the first place.
That's
But he was like,
so
"I've
trashy.
got friends."
Yeah.
Yeah, he won't
He's
be
like,
taken for long.
Don't
Yeah.
worry about
Yeah.
me. I'm not hitting on you. I'm
Yeah.
taken.
I
Yeah, my
cannot believe how
friend.
shiny my legs. I mean, truly, if you want to do your makeup in my legs right now, the shine is
It was
wild.
It sounds like the classic
fine.
asking for a friend.
Right.
yeah, for
but-
sure.
Yeah. It was funny though. Honestly, my girlfriends were very offended, and I was like,
They
"Don't."
should be.
I was like, "Don't even give them the time of day. Like, we didn't ask to be set up, ladies. Like, we're not
Yeah.
asking for this." But they were like, "Oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, get away from us!" Like, they took it very personal. Where I was like, "It's fine. I'm used to it." Like,
Honestly,
it's
you
LA.
probably took it better than them, Susie. They probably went home and they're all like, "We got 3 years."
Right. We're approaching.
better
you're-
hurry.
we-
Here's what I want
honestly,
to say.
I'm gonna say yes to the first proposal. honestly,
So real. I know. It's tragic over here.
Dude, I'm here to say, Ghost of Christmas Future, leading lady now. Who care? Like stick true to yourself. Have a good time.
Thank you.
Like,
Arden,
just
what's the best decade of your life?
the best what?
Decade of your life?
Ru-
20s, teens, 20s, 30s.
Now, I would say the last 10 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last 10 years, for sure. I would say 40 and up.
Mm.
40 and up for sure. And I remember turning 30. I mean, like, oh my God. I remember like being so devastated.
Mm.
And then I truly can say that I'm more comfortable in my skin. I'm happier. I feel cuter.
Yeah.
I feel like I've landed I know how to set a boundary now.
Right.
I can just, and it can be with a light touch. Like, I feel like I have more balance. I have hobbies. Like, I would say the last 10 years for sure.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
By far, like by far. And there have been a lot of good ones, but it's like not even close. And I used to not believe people when I'd be like, yeah, right. I was like, no, that's actually true.
I believe it because honestly, I think every year I've gotten older, I may have in fact gotten uglier, but I literally feel hotter. I'm like, I'm hotter than ever.
No, we're both hotter than ever.
I literally feel hotter than ever and I'm so comfortable. And so I'm like, I actually believe people when they say it just gets better.
It actually
because I feel
does.
like I'm experiencing it. Even though I can look at pictures and be like, oh no, I was definitely hotter then. But
I was
feel
not.
hotter now.
And I saw you on television. Like you fucking, by the way, absolutely adorable, but like peak hotness right now. Like
Thank you.
I do think, I also think like there's a certain thing when you start to like yourself and know yourself that is when it's less, I used to be so fear-based where it's like, I may not be for everyone. I may not be everybody's cup of tea. I've survived my biggest nightmares and I'm like, and they've all worked for me and not against me. Like
I love
my
that.
life has gotten way better because of anything terrible that's happened.
Yeah.
And like, and I feel like it starts from within. Like I just like myself more.
Honestly,
I don't know.
I feel like we need to clip all of that. I'm like, that's beautiful. Honestly, young women need to hear that too, because I think in general, there is so much fear that goes on with one, aging, two, finding the right person.
All of
Nick
it.
made a joke. Oh, they're going to say yes to the first proposal. But like, I mean, truly, like I'm 32 and it is a scary time to be like, okay, like there is a technical, time
Look,
frame
if you
here.
can afford to freeze your eggs, freeze your eggs. Don't
Starting
freeze
next month.
embryos, freeze your eggs. And like, and I got to LA at a time. I started when I was 21. I started when I was 19, but I started when I was 21 and like you had to be stick thin. Like I fully had, like eating issues, like which I didn't have when I first arrived. And then, and I booked stuff early on because I was different. And then it became like, oh, I want to just be like everyone else. Let me just be. And I realized like, don't give them what they want, make them want what you've got in every area of your life. Like the more I started to try to be generic and bland, the more I lost myself, my light dimmed from my eyes. And it was like, and then I will not go against myself ever again. Like it is enough. It was enough then. Like I've always had a little belly. I have a little belly now. I had a little belly that I think is hot and womanly. Like I work hard. Like, I don't know. It's okay that I'm not a supermodel. I'm super cute. I was super cute then, even though I was told that I wasn't attractive. I was told I wasn't. And like, I think I was never a leading lady because I am different. I have a high voice. I have a personality. And it's like, that's what got me this job. And it took a long time. But like in the meantime, just having balance, like starting a podcast, doing things with my friends, writing, doing stand-up, playing tennis, like trying to be of service to people, like try to have a life outside of here, being in small towns. Like, like I really hated myself when I was just trying to make myself generic. It's never enough.
And fit into something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I think you're my new favorite person. I think we are both meant to be on the podcast today together.
When's your birthday? What sign are you? When's your birthday?
I'm a Leo. I'm August 18th.
Oh, she's a Sunny Leo. We're fire. What are your birthdays?
I'm Virgo.
Oh, I love a Virgo. You relax me.
I'm a Libra.
Oh, also relaxing. These are all good signs.
Okay.
What's your
good
sign?
company.
Oh, wait.
Yeah,
I'm a
well.
Sag. I'm a Sag.
Ooh.
Shameless plug, Arden. I feel like you're gonna really be excited about this new hit reality TV show coming your way on also Netflix.
Tell me.
It's called Age of Attraction.
Are you on it?
We host it. And it's ageless dating.
Oh my
where
God.
You have
Organic.
age gaps.
Organic.
It's 40 singles, 20 women, 20 men from ages 60 to 22.
Honey, okay, how could this? That's what I'm talking. Okay, now let me ask you this. First of all, when does it drop?
Soonish.
Did you find that age didn't matter?
It was
It was very
wildly
inspired.
successful.
It was wildly successful. There were a lot of connections. There were no like. There were same age. There were similar age connections.
Yeah, of
and then there
course.
were connections that were a lot of age differences. And obviously
Smart.
the show, based off what it is, focused more on those storylines. But we didn't
Wow.
it was really just like a singles mixer.
So it was not like producer put. It was like it
Mm-mm.
was. And did you film like in a house? Like how long were they all together?
We were. It was.
We're in Canada.
It's very like Love Is Blind coded in terms of like the pacing of the show.
I can't wait. Can I come talk
yeah.
about it when it's on?
Oh yeah,
As a
please.
fan.
Please.
Yeah.
How many
Please.
were you surprised by who liked who?
I don't want to give too much away, but
Okay.
I think there's a lot of compelling characters,
Okay.
and different types of age difference relationships that
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will be inspired by.
I'm very into this. I literally, because I get a cellular. I'm like having a visceral. My tail is wagging. You can see
Like when you eat a good meal.
my
You're like,
hair
is wagging.
My hairy blonde arms are standing up. I'm like, that excites me. Congratulations. I'm happy for you guys.
Thanks. It'd be fun. I think you never know. Obviously, with
No, it's gonna do
New show.
well.
Yeah,
I'm having
but I
I'm
think-
having a chemical feeling about it.
I think it's going to be a big hit. We'll see.
I love Love Is Blind. Okay.
Let's talk a little Traitors. Are you
Okay.
watching?
I am watching. I'm one episode behind. I'm really enjoying it this season. I think
love
Rob
it.
is a really fun traitor. And
He's very good.
like I hated myself for having a crush on him on Love Island. Like I really hate, and I've never seen a man be able to pull off 90s overalls, denim, dark denim with no shirt like this man because it feels organic to him. The
Yeah.
snake wrangler.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Would you ever go on the show?
Yes.
If you would.
Yes. I love games. I would be a very bad trader, but I would love to be on the game. Shout out Candace's styling. I'm loving her little her hero look with her red thing and her like her stewardess hat. And they have to do their own hair and makeup. And I feel like that. Would you ever do it?
I would love to do it someday. It would be a lot of fun. I haven't had the time or the opportunity to do it yet.
Have you guys
but-
been watching?
Oh, yeah.
of course.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
watching Michael
Locked in.
Rappaport eat eggs is my fear. So I'm trying to be like on dates. I've tried to learn how to eat the European way because I eat really fast because like I grew up in everyone like would just steal your food. So I eat defensively. So I'm aware. I try to slow down. So my fear of what in my brain on any date what I think I look like is Michael
Rappaport.
full hungry
yeah.
hungry hippo, plates in the mouth. Like an angle down, like that's
So
what
bad.
it's what I fear I look like on a date. But like watching him eat is.
I feel like he reminds. I've said this before, but he reminds me of a Tim Robinson character. On
Yes.
I think
Yeah.
you should leave. He
Yeah.
literally
Dude.
is a character from.
He could be the lead in Friendship.
Right,
Dude,
exactly.
Friendship was so. Can we also just shout out? I think you should leave the haunted.
No, so funny.
The adults only haunted house.
Oh my gosh. That episode is
Have you guys
wild.
seen that? Who are you enjoying on Traitors? Who are you rooting for?
I think Rob, just as a
so
trader, I've been, like we had the pleasure of interviewing with him when he was on Love Island.
He's hot.
And you could tell very quickly that he's smart.
He
he's
is
he's
smart.
an introverted guy. So like I always kind of relate to people like that when
Yeah.
I'm in the same room with them.
Yes.
And it's always fun to see someone who people
Underestimate.
underestimate. Thank you.
Yeah.
And he's playing a great game. And my favorite, he's really good, was when Eric would hit the magic ears. As Michael pointed out.
Yes.
And I, even before Michael said it, I was like, you can hear footsteps?
Yes,
What are you,
yes.
Daredevil?
He's
And-
so
The
good.
laugh. You could hear the laugh.
Oh,
could
hear the laugh.
And then
Ron could hear the footsteps.
And Jam.
Eric could hear the laugh.
Yes, exactly.
And Rob goes, I've heard some of Eric's music. That's a really good point. And I don't think Rob believed that at all, but he was smart enough to validate.
As a person with a small blonde woman with a high voice, I've been and people say, talk to your face. I know you're talking to me like I'm an idiot. When people treat you like you're dumb and you're,
Right.
and you're right. That his acting was so good in that moment. And I want to just take a pause and give you a shout out, Nick. You just see your about how he's quiet and that you like the introvert. When the person I dated for a year and a half, I remember you on your podcast, you talk about fundamentally, are you the going out or are you the staying in? I am more of a stay at home person. And but I thought about just when you break it down like that, is this I can present extrovert, but at the end of the day, I am more of an indoor cat.
Me too.
I like to go out, but I will go out for dinner, and then I don't need to be at the party till 4. Maybe once. But I've thought about that, that if you don't have the same team jerseys, maybe it's not the right. I think that's such a smart. I heard you and I thought about it, and that was part of my reasoning of like, this might not be the right person for me.
Maybe it's not your guy.
It wasn't. It
Good
wasn't.
time, not your guy.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Exactly. A good time until it's the most stressful time.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, you're still out? Okay. Maybe not for me. Okay, wait. Back to Traitors. I'm surprised at how well the 3 Traitors are getting along. They're playing nicely.
yeah.
The smart. I think they took a page out of last season.
Yeah.
We're like, I think Lisa Rinna's been great. You know, I think she's.
Dorinda's been great.
Well, I think a lot of people were expecting Lisa to kind of Lisa Rinna and kind of be unpredictable. But to your point, she's been a great team player.
Yeah.
In that vein, she's flying under the radar and not, getting herself in trouble. Dorinda's been great. Yeah.
Dorinda looks very pretty. I feel like she's been mellow because having seen her on Housewives, like when she gets fiery, I feel like she's really...
She has been mellow.
When she's sweet, she's so sweet. Yeah. Makes me want to go to Bluestone Manor. So wait, how would you guys style yourself? Like who do you think has the best styling, man and woman?
I think this season's pretty bad. I don't think anyone is really blowing our minds this season.
I thought our boy Dylan Efron last season
nailed it.
Styled
Gabby
himself
Windy last
beautifully.
season did
beautiful.
really
Yes,
well.
yes. I mean, look, I appreciate in Monet's all the like the pins. I do think Candace. I think her like what she's going for. I like her sort of heightened Elle Woods looks are very cute on her.
Yeah, Candace has done a great job.
And I feel like they've done a good job with their own hair and makeup. Like they have to do it themselves. I think they all look very cute.
I think I like Mara.
Mara.
But I don't know if it's just that I think she's so beautiful.
She's
that
so
anything
pretty,
she
it's
wears,
crazy.
that I just like stare at her.
I know when she wears any like her patent leather outfit.
Yes, I was gonna say I think she had like a plum leather.
She had a plum leather, and then she had a leather suit. She's so. Do you think she and Rob would ever like? Are they single? What's the deal? Because there's some flirting.
I think the internet's hoping that happens.
I know. I've
but
seen
I
some
don't know.
flirting
things. I would be into that.
Me too.
Yeah,
they're cute. Okay, Colton. I'm not into the aqua blue white sea captain look.
No, I don't know why he's wearing a Peter Pan collar.
Yeah, the Peter Pan collar.
Yeah, I don't love the pearl ties. It's
pearl
not giving very
ties.
Scottish
I
to me.
feel like the pearls really like peaked on Paradise like 6 years ago. It's like too late for the guys with the pearl ties.
but I will say the preview for the next episode, they do like a quick flash and it's like slow-mo. And I'm pretty sure Colton's outfit looked sick in that. I will say I haven't seen it in full yet, but they did like a little flash forward, and I was like, okay, that eats. And he got his moment in that slow mo.
Because I also feel like you got to be careful when a stylist gets their hands on you, particularly as a man. They can make you look like a magician really fast.
I think he was kind of looking like a magician. Slow-mo, I gotta be honest.
At least think you can almost pull it off.
Nick, have you ever been overly styled? Like early days, did anybody ever magician you?
Oh my gosh! Wait, I need to see pictures if they did.
I almost took a leap that I didn't, and it was when I hosted the red carpet for the People's Choice for E.
What was what were you almost going to go for?
Of it.
This is incredible.
It was like a onesie.
Okay.
A onesie, short sleeve.
Okay. Like a jumpsuit.
It was
jumper.
It was a choice.
Yeah.
A romper.
A romper.
It was a romper.
Well, did it have legs?
Yeah.
That was a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
And,
it wasn't like BJ on Gemstones, like full romper situation.
Wait, this is so funny. I've never heard of anyone describe it as a magician, and you're so right.
Sometimes I have male friends and I will not name names, but I've had some male friends at like 1 or 2 events. I'll see them and I'll be like, oh my God, so and so. They got style. Like they're now a full magician. There's too many rings. There's like a weird flat brim hat.
It's like you're a father of 3.
You're a father of 3.
Yeah.
There's a lot of silver bracelets. There's like there's a magician thing happening.
Yeah.
There's like you got overstyled. If you just like Coco Chanel, just take a few things off.
Right.
But the men in particular get because by the way, men can now have fun with their fashion.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to know who you are, what the story is. And I appreciate a man having fun, but you can tell when it's
performative,
not originating from them, and somebody talked them into, now's your chance.
Yes.
Let's put you in a mess dress. And like
I think I deleted the photo.
Oh, man.
Oh,
It's too
it's a
triggering.
bummer.
It's too triggering.
But I almost got convinced to wear it.
And what color was it?
It
White?
was black and turquoise.
Good pairing.
I'm glad that you didn't. But I also appreciate that you almost said yes. You almost said yes to the dress.
Listen, I want to push my boundaries of comfort.
I think that the place to do that would 100% be Traitors.
Yes.
Yeah. Wear a skirt. Wear a skirt.
Oh,
wear
yeah.
A skirt.
I don't.
Be a kilt.
That being said, the audience is not very gracious when it comes to taking fashion risks.
Why? I've never said anything mean about a man wearing a weird outfit on Traitors. That couldn't be me.
Have you done it on Traitors? Who have you?
Colton.
Okay.
I just don't.
Let's talk about it.
He's built like a linebacker, and I don't know why they're dressing him like the grandma from Courage the Cowardly Dog. I just don't think it's good.
Which outfit do you like the most, and which one are you like, get it out of here?
I really, really did not like the pearl tie. They're styling him like Harry Styles.
Right.
And it's like Harry Styles already, you're like, what are you doing sometimes?
But to me, it's almost, and again, I'm not trying to be, look, I know what I look like right now. I know I'm too orange. So I want to say, I like my outfit. I'm too tan. I want to say, so I'm not trying to throw stones in glass houses. It does feel Harry Styles. It feels almost like Hot Topic Harry Styles. Yes. Where Harry Styles feels a little more actual knit, like the actual, like they got the like real homemade quality, and he was sort of early days to do it, a little earlier. You know, like the strawberry would, like, you know, I'm up at the Beechwood Canyon.
Yeah, oh my God, the like bracelets.
This feels a little more just like got off of Zara.
It feels like if Harry Styles was Meryl Streep in Devil Wears Prada, Colton Underwood is Anne Hathaway learning about cerulean in Devil Wears Prada.
Yes, that's so good. That's a solid reference. Okay, I respect that. Look, I'm still enjoying it, but yeah. What man are you liking the look of?
Looks wise,
outfits.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just like looking to see if I could get some. I'm like, I don't think there was anyone in particular standing out to me.
I like that Michael Rappaport was like, I'm just going to do Michael Rappaport.
It's true. And honestly,
could you imagine if he showed up in like a Scottish kilt?
I would love that.
I actually could see him in a Scottish kilt.
Dude.
And then being offended when he's like, what do you mean I can't wear this?
I mean, look, I haven't gotten up to when he starts taking swings. So like I haven't seen the problem part, and I know it's coming. Look, this is not news for me. I do want to say, and people are complicated. I love that the guy loves the Housewives franchise. I did BravoCon with him. We did Scary Island. We did Real Housewives Theater. I played Sonia Morgan. I ordered a Sonia by Sonia Morgan dress. He sincerely loves the Housewives.
Arden, you've been so much fun. Guys, Mary, can you just, Arden, you want to hear a rapid recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac before we say goodbye to our audience?
Oh my God. Yes.
Mary, can you take it away?
Well, if you missed the most recent episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, here's a rapid recap. We pick up still in Colorado. Angel and Giselle arguing about whose trip this is. The girls would rather go to the Four Seasons than fly fish before getting on a plane. So it seems like Giselle is winning the ownership of the trip battle, but then they still are going to go fly fishing, which causes drama, of course. Wendy thinks Angel's biggest issue on the group is that she just has her personality and she can't do anything about that. Jazzy doesn't think that Stacy actually wanted to go to her wedding, and she just went because Ashley and Wendy went. Wendy then called her out on it point blank and was like, you're a fucking liar. And then apparently Chris Samuels gave a little sly look to Ashley Darby one time when she asked him about hooking up with Stacy. So it means Stacy may have actually hooked up with Chris Samuels, but Stacy deflected by saying Jazzy was recording her. And then also, if we're wanting an update on the fly fishing saga that's happening right now, the girls end up in the absolute middle of nowhere in an RV, in a mountain, and the flight leaves in 2 hours.
Obsessed.
That was
bad
crazy.
Vibes. Angel, I don't know what you're doing with your planning, girl. Not great. Also, all of this, like, Wendy had to have 2 gas station margaritas while dressed in all Chanel because of the planning.
This is the only way to watch the Housewives.
Yeah, and then Angel's group got lost, and then Giselle's group decided that they should just pack it up and go back to the airport. But there was so much food at the excursion, the fly fishing one, that they didn't get
I felt
to
bad
see.
about that.
I did too, for the company.
I know, it felt like
The
one
chef.
of the mirages when you almost push through and you see it, but then it's not there. Anyway, Wendy...
It was back like every like sitcom or movie back in the day, they would never eat their food.
Yes.
And always like it'd be like Macaulay Culkin sits down, it's this delicious mac and cheese, and then the robbers show up. It's like, why can't he just eat his food first?
Exactly. Oh, it's on every bachelor date. Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, and then instead of going fly fishing, everyone just decided to tell Stacy they wish she was a normal human woman. And Wendy
Wow.
says she still loves Stacy, but she just wants her to be honest, and that's it. That's the finale.
When they were confronting Stacy about only going to the wedding because the other women went, and they're like, you didn't you got the wedding invite before you even started your business, and she goes, indeed.
Wow. Can I ask your opinion? Because of like all the promo for Bert stuff, and I'm doing Traitors, and I'm doing Heated Rivalry right now. Should I do Beverly Hills, Salt Lake City, or Potomac right now?
Salt Lake
City.
City.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Arden,
You guys,
always a pleasure. Please come back and talk some Age of Attraction
Oh my
with
God,
us.
I can't wait. I literally can't wait. I got, even hearing it again, my hair is standing up. So I think it's going to be a hit, and congratulations. And I hope you guys get back safely. Freebird is up right now on Netflix. It's a fast watch. It's funny. It's edgy. It has heart. It's got like raciness, but like you can watch it in like 2 hours.
And where can people follow you, all that fun stuff?
I'm on Instagram at Arden Myrin, Myrin. I was just on Righteous Gemstones, and my podcast, Will You Accept This Rose? We're about to do Traitors, and then we're gonna be doing the Frankie season on Bachelor. So
the
soon.
Frankie season.
Okay,
So fun.
so fun.
Thanks for coming. Sorry
for
we
having
couldn't be
me.
there in person.
Oh my God, I'm
Next
sad.
time.
Next time, get back safely.
Invite us over for game night.
Oh my God, I'll tell Jim.
Thank you guys for listening. Thank you to our guest, Arden. We will see you back next week. If you haven't listened to the Going Deeper episode with Seth Rollins and his wife, Becky Lynch, it's an episode you do not want to miss. So be sure to check that out. We'll see you back on Monday. Bye. Hey guys, if you loved what you listened to, make sure you hit that subscribe button below. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.